Hello. A very legitimate comment on a recent video about poor old Brahms, where someone said, yeah, poor old Brahms with his magnificent wine collection and his wonderful bourgeois apartment full of books and statues of Bismarck and so on. Yeah, I know. He was doing okay, wasn't he? I mean, he was materially doing okay. And many people in the 19th century were not doing okay. So we have to bear in mind that the sort of rather refined bourgeois concerns of middle-class German musicians in the 19th century are not really anything to get too worked up about. Yes, I know. However, Brahms was, for all that, a lonely old soul. There's that fascinating story of Gustav Mahler, who many anecdotes about Mahler have been told on this channel recently, but the one I recall is that Mahler and Brahms got on quite well. They knew each other. I think it was Budapest, where Brahms came to hear Mahler conduct Don Giovanni. Now, this is off the top of my head, and there will be some of my very learned audience who know or have access to the data right now. I don't have a computer on me. I haven't got any books here in the woods. So that's off the top of my head. I recall that Mahler was conducting Don Giovanni. Brahms came to hear it and thought that here's a young conductor of genius, and he wasn't the only one. Everyone who heard Mahler thought this is incredible. He was an amazing conductor, a thrilling conductor, and in some ways a sort of godfather of modern conducting. I said this in another video recently about Hans von Bülow, who was Mahler's mentor. So these people are at the origin of modern conducting, really, modern superstar conducting. So there's Mahler conducting in the late 1880s and becoming friends with Mahler, and they went for a walk, and they're supposed to have stood and looked at the river, and Brahms said something about the ripples in the water being the last wave, and Mahler said, but here comes another one, something like that, which was supposed to be indicative of Brahms suggesting that culture was coming to an end, or that musical history was coming to an end, and Mahler was saying, no, there's more, and so on. I don't know if that sounds a bit apocryphal to me, that bit of the story, but I think what does strike me as true about it is that bit where Mahler looked in at the window of the apartment as he walked away that evening, and he could see Brahms putting a sausage, some sort of German sausage, into his old iron oven that he had in the kitchen. And Mahler thought it was very sad looking through the window and seeing the old man, with all the honours that had been bestowed upon him. He was a famous man in Europe, but nevertheless, I think there was something very lonely about that scene that Mahler noticed.